So,
in Oxford.
yeah, I know it's with the whole all the cameras have got to kind of like be in the shot. It's kind of weird to be on.
Tell us about being
Yeah, we're like if we were playing chess, would be a knight. So, welcome to another episode of AA for Entrepreneurs. We're here with a very special guest today, my mom, Mary Wilkinson, the owner of Striking Beauties in Taunton.
Yeah, super excited to be here. We've been filming our podcast here for the past few, so why not interview the owner, the amazing owner of this amazing business. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How about you guys?
Great.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, well rested.
Good.
And ready for another podcast.
Yep. We shot one yesterday, 2 days before that, another one after this.
You guys are busy.
Yeah, the last interview we did, we actually did in on a coffee shop up in Hingham. Was it Hingham? Haverhill. That's what it was. I knew it started with an H.
Yeah, I knew it was far.
But you know what? It was really cool vibes. Originally, we were thinking that because of all like the background chatter, it was going to be a problem. It wasn't. It actually, I think, added a nice little touch.
Yeah.
So how many years? I'm just going to pretend like I don't know any of the answers.
That's the way to do it.
Just for the sake of
Okay.
podcasting. How long have you had the business?
So we opened up November 2014. That was when we started.
Nice.
So it's been 4 years, was last November. So we're going into our 5th year. This is the second location. We started off in an original location on Winthrop Street, and now we're here on Ware Street.
This location is so beautiful. I got to see the first one.
Yeah.
I actually worked out there, and he almost killed me there. And,
Yeah, he pushed hard. I mean, because you know what it is? It wasn't necessarily me. More about the women in the class that were they've been doing it for a long time, and they are tough women that come to this gym.
I was trying to keep up with them. I'm like, I can't. He's telling me these half exercises, and I could tell he's talking to me because I'm the only new one. And he's like, yeah, if you want to tone it down a little bit, do this. And I was like, no.
Tone it down.
Next 3 weeks, I had 4 pulled rib muscles.
Oh, jeez.
It was hurting. Couldn't work out.
These ladies that come here, they're intense. Some of them are pretty insane.
Yeah,
yeah, they're beasts.
Women, honestly, the strength of women is so incredible. My fiance is pregnant right now.
Yeah.
She's a million months pregnant. She's she's ready. She's like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable.
A million months.
Yeah, and just the fact that we just turned 2 microscopic things into a child, and it's forming inside of her, and she's feeding the child, and it blows my mind. It seriously blows my mind. Feminine energy is incredible.
We had one member actually that was pregnant while she was, we had a few that have been pregnant while they've been here, and one that was right up until 36, 37 weeks.
And working out?
Yeah, she did amazing. Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sarah's a beast in the best way possible. The most complimentary term.
Yeah, if you ever hear us call somebody a beast, it's never in a bad way.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing in this business.
Yeah, for sure. You want to beast mode as much as possible, especially with the gym. You're beast moding all the time, just trying to push through workouts and push other people through workowns.
Right, very inspiring.
There was this one class that we had, she was working wicked hard, and we were doing sit-ups, and we had a ring. So everyone was doing sit-ups, and when the exercise was done, everyone stood up, and because of her shirt, it said beast in vertical letters.
Yes.
The sweat ended up staining everywhere except for where it said beast. It's oh, that is so fitting.
We did have t-shirts made that said beast down the back. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what really inspired this whole entrepreneurial mindset?
So way before 2014, I still am, but I'm a registered nurse. Right now I currently work in the emergency room at a local hospital, but many years ago I worked in a pediatric unit at the same hospital. And our hospital went from a non-profit to a profit hospital. Stewart had bought our hospital, and there was rumors that our pediatric unit was going to close. And I was in pediatrics now for so many years. At that point, maybe 12 years or so. And I had a couple of choices. Either I go back to school, get my degree, and start practicing pediatrics in Boston. So I went there. I took one class. It was just statistics. I did very good. but didn't like it. Like, this is not for me. I am not spending my money on
Not a
school.
classroom learner.
No, I didn't want to spend any more of my money in school. I didn't want to have a 2-hour commute into Boston. I didn't want to do that. What's my other option? So at the time, a friend of mine that also worked in pediatrics, we were thinking about opening up a business, and we played with a couple of different things, and she went her own way, and I had hurt myself running and then fell off a bicycle when I did that, and actually my niece introduced me to boxing. So she's asked me, why don't you go to a boxing class? You'd love it. It's so up your alley. It's athletic. It's not dancing. You don't need a whole lot of coordination. So I went to North Attleboro Striking Beauties and absolutely loved it. Loved it. And was going there for a little bit, and then one day she said, hey, if you know anybody who wants to open up a franchise, we're going to franchise out. And I thought, this is my opportunity. What a great opportunity. I felt like it fell in my lap.
Fill in the place.
Yeah, and I thought, this is it. This is it. I love this place. And I used to go 45 minutes for this workout. I loved how it made me feel. It made me feel powerful. It made me feel strong. I just loved everything about it. And I thought, what a wonderful thing it would be to bring this to with the women in my community. So I researched a little bit, and that's how it started.
What kind of struggles do you think? Well, what kind of struggles did you have, like in the beginning of starting your own business, of going out on your own?
So I learned a lot because I have been a nurse for almost 20 years. Wow. So I had no business background. I had no idea about starting a business. I was not a gym rat at all. I was always out running, and I loved to be outdoors. And even people that knew me, that knew that I was going to open up a gym, thought, what are you doing? You're not a gym rat. But this was different. This is not your basic gym. This is not your everyday gym. This was much different. These are women who are stronger together. They work together. They're inspiring. They motivate each other.
Empowering each other.
Yeah, it's such an unbelievable atmosphere. It's such an unbelievable family. And that was I learned a lot. I learned about bookkeeping. I didn't know anything about numbers. Still don't like it. But so bookkeeping and just everything. I had to make up my business plan, which was about 2 inches thick. I had to present my business plan to 4 to 5 different banks before I found a bank that would fund me.
Yep. And that's just to get started.
That was just to get started, right?
Wow.
That was just to get started. And then once I've got my bank approved and I found the place that I wanted to, the lease in, then I had to find about my equipment. How do I hang these bags? I don't know how to hang bags. I don't know anything really about boxing other than what I've watched on TV. And there was a lot of challenges, but it was all fun. It was all worth it. I never can look back and think, it was definitely worth it.
How much of a struggle was it for you to kind of like balance your 9-to-5 life with now adding entrepreneurial ventures? 'Cause I'm sure you work probably 40 hours a week doing this as well,
Yeah, so I ended up cutting back my ER job to 24 hours a week.
Sounds familiar.
And I probably do easy 100+ hours a week at this place. Wow. Initially, I didn't start teaching. I was doing just kind of being in the background, getting to know everybody, learning the bookworks, just learning how to run the business from ordering to supplies to hiring to firing to you name it, everything. I do it all. I only have an accountant that does my taxes. I do everything else. And I was fortunate that my kids are grown up. Andrew's, takes care of himself. Matthew's older. And basically don't have a life.
So speaking of entrepreneurship in children, how would you do you have any advice that you could give to maybe someone who has kids who also wants to be an entrepreneur, who is an entrepreneur,
or wants to inspire their kids to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah, that balance.
So definitely on that, whatever you do, you're always a great role model for your kids. You eat healthy, your kids will typically eat healthy. You start to exercise, your kids will exercise. If you're an entrepreneur, you take those risks. I never saw myself as an entrepreneur. I just saw myself as, hey, I worked for somebody else for so many years. I don't want to work for somebody else. I'm willing to take that risk. So I want to take that risk. I don't need, when I die, I'm not going to take my $100,000 car or $2 million home with me. I don't need to. I can live modestly, and I rather work for myself, and I enjoy this. I enjoy being around these people. As far as being an entrepreneur and having younger children, I'm not sure. I don't know if I could have done that well. Because when you have younger children, they need you. They need you to be their role model. And I'm hardly ever home because I'm either at my daytime job or I'm here. I'm here 7 days a week and I'm here till 8:30 at night. And then I come home, take out my laptop and I start working at home, answering emails, answering text messages, people inquiring about the gym and hours and classes. So I think it would have been a different challenge if my children were younger. I went back to school when my children were younger, so I did nursing school, which was pretty hard with 2 young children, and I did in a part-time job, so I did accomplish that. So it really depends on how much you want it. You've got to want it almost as much as you want to breathe.
Yeah.
So
literally has to be your oxygen.
it has to be, yeah, you've got to want it.
That's awesome. We actually talked a little bit about that because we were talking about, like I'm about to have a baby, and right now I'm in like such a grind mode where like the first few years of her life, I'm not going to be able to be as much a part of as I, would like to, I guess. But it's like a sacrifice that I have to make to ensure that the rest of her life is good.
Exactly.
And she's not going to remember those first 5 years,
Right.
Like, our earliest memories are usually maybe 4 for some people.
Right.
Unless you're like, I don't know, I have a crazy memory.
Right. The earliest I remember is probably 5.
Yeah.
Myself.
Super traumatic event when you're 3.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
people kind of pull that.
So it's definitely a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. And wherever you start, whether you start your own business younger or older, it doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter.
Yep.
You can never say like I'm too old to start my business. I was in my 40s, so I'm 51 now. So I was in my 40s when I started my business. I was in my 30s when I went back to school to become a nurse. So
I love
life just keeps going. You don't have to say, okay, I finished college and this is what I did and I spent a ton of money on college. Now I have to be this for the rest of my life? No, you don't. Life is about change. It's about growing. So grow and change and do what you need to do.
It's ridiculous. Like people our age, around 30, will be like, "Oh, I'm getting old." I'm like, really? Like my brother called me and we were talking about this. Like I'm too old. I'm getting old. Blah blah. I'm like, dude, you're 30.
I know.
Like with science being the way it is, you're gonna live till at least 90, pending something tragic happens. So you have 2 more lifetimes to live, and you're telling me you're old and can't do anything. Like, get out of here.
I don't even feel old at 51. No, if I don't ever consider myself like, wow, I feel old. Sometimes, okay, when I wake up in the morning, I feel old.
Cracking.
But I don't feel old to maybe open up another business in 10 years. Who knows?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, you got to stay busy. If I sat around and did nothing, I would be bored. I would be depressed.
Yep.
I love being around this place. This place has such great vibes. It's great. It's the only place I come where I remember everybody's name. I know every client that's been through the store. I recognize them everywhere. And I hate to say it, but my ER job, I can be in the ER and think, oh, who's that patient in room 7? I can't even remember their name.
You don't have the passion as much.
Yeah, and I am passionate about nursing. I do love nursing, but what I have to say and what I should add, and I tell this to a lot of people, that nursing is rewarding, but this is much more rewarding, tenfold more rewarding. Because in nursing, I just take care of kids, their families. Right now, same thing, families, and you feel good when you make them feel better and they go home, but then you don't know what happens. If you transfer them, they get admitted, they go home, you never know what became of that person. Here, I see these women over the years, and I see them evolving, transforming. Yeah, and I see them. They're coming to me crying sometimes. I'm off my blood pressure medications. I'm no longer a pre-diabetic. I feel good about myself, and that is the ultimate reward for me. That is so rewarding, way over nursing. So rewarding for me. And I'll tell you a story. I had you guys are going to regret interviewing me because I could talk forever.
Oh, no, definitely no. This is amazing.
So I one time had a client who was, I believe at the time, probably like 14, 15 years old. Very timid young girl, had her bangs over her face, and her mom brought her in and thought this would be a good thing for her to get out of her shell. And she was with us for a good 6 months. And by the end of that 6 months, she cut her hair pixie. Her hair was out of her face. She put pink and purple in her hair. And this kid's chin was up. She felt good. She was going, starting to sign up for classes at school, joining teams at school, and she left. She left our gym after 6 months, and I haven't seen her since. But that was amazing because we really gave her that confidence. She felt so good about herself. It changed her life. I wish I could see her again. I haven't seen her in years, but
look her up on Facebook.
Right,
Send her a message like, "Hey, I was just thinking about you."
yeah, she was an unbelievable kid.
So a lot of people that I've talked to, like 40s, 50s, they say like, I don't have energy. I don't have the energy. It sounds like that it's this passion that's kind of giving you the energy. It's the knowing that you're helping other people that is giving you the energy to keep coming back every single day, 100 hours a week.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else that kind of feeds the energy? Like if there's someone else out there right now, be like, how do I find that energy? Besides looking for what makes you most passionate, any lifestyle choices that you've done your entire life to kind of maintain a good standing?
That's a tough
Like
question.
okay, so I'm looking at you right now, and I'm like, how do you work that much and you don't have bags in your eyes? Like you look like you're like
Right.
30 years old. Seriously, like I'm sitting over here with like sleeping bags in my eyes. Like, how do you do it? What is the secret to getting like so much energy and looking so youthful? And
to start off with Andrew, Drew, you got to be passionate. It's got to be something you love because you've got to make your career something that you don't feel like, I can't wait to retire. Like I see that saying all the time. This is my passion. I love this. So I don't feel like it's coming to work. I don't feel like this is actually a job.
Yep.
This is social for me. I get to talk to people. I get to interact. Now, if I was home doing nothing, I'd probably be watching TV. I'd be probably sitting, eating junk food, not eating good. I probably wouldn't be working out as much. That would make you depressed. So the wrong foods would make you depressed. The wrong atmosphere would make you depressed. And the more mobile you are, the more you want to. But the more you sit and you just kind of sit and don't do much, then that's more you don't want to do much. You're like, nah, I don't feel like doing anything. So the more sedentary you are, the more sedentary you want to be. So being inspired by being passionate about this keeps me motivated. I don't ever feel like this is a job. I don't ever feel like, I got to go back there again. I got to teach again because I enjoy it so much. I love seeing people sweat and I love hearing all those great stories. Looking young, there's probably a lot of genetics because my family looks young, but I do try to eat well. And actually my son inspires me with some of the things that he does. So we inspire each other. And I have to say, like him, some of the things that he does, like hiking and climbing and fasting, diet things that he does inspires me. And I learned a lot from him as well. So it is important to monitor your intake, to eat healthy, to not eat processed, to eat things that come from the ground, that comes from Mother Nature. And processed foods are not good for you. So that does make a difference. You got to take care of yourself physically and mentally, for sure. And if you're an entrepreneur and you're just looking to make some money and you're just like, I'm just going to pick whatever's going to make me the most money, in the long run, you might not enjoy it. You might not enjoy that career because it's not your passion. So you got to find what you enjoy first.
So we touched upon earlier about like struggles that you and the gym are dealing with now. Are there some obstacles that you overcame before? Actually, we talked about struggles in the very beginning. What about like down the road a little bit? Any really big things you're like, oh no, how am I gonna get around this thing? And then you push through, you stay resilient.
I always have. I've always been able to just make it month to month. Always been able to make it because I love it so much. I've put so much of my own time, some of my own money into it. Going in retrospect, looking back. When I started this, I probably would have done a couple of different things. As some advice to some entrepreneurs is I probably spent more money than I needed to. If I could do it again, there's certain things I really didn't need to have. I didn't need to have 2 treadmills, an elliptical. I didn't need to have 20 punching bags. There are certain things that I could have held off and saved myself some money. I opened up in a location that was huge, and the price was great, and it was great to start because It was a retail space. It was kind of
In a
where
busy area.
where main traffic is. But it cost me a lot to open up that place. Just painting alone that huge place cost me so much money. So looking backwards, I wouldn't have done it that way. Going forward, you always think of something. How can I get people in here? Are people intimidated? Because boxing is something that people are intimidated. They're not sure, oh my God, I've never done this before. Am I going to look stupid? What do other people look like? And gyms in general, people don't typically like to go to gyms. They feel like, or women, they feel like they're being watched, they have to compete. And the reason why I love Striking Beauty so much is because started off as an all-women's gym, although we are co-ed. And that's what I liked most about it too, is that it was for women, and we are this great group and a great family, and that nobody cares what each other looks like. We start them as young as like 12 in an adult class, and my oldest client, I believe, is 62.
Wow.
And you just go at your own pace, and you find that passion that you have, that stress you need to relieve on the day, and it's your workout. As much effort as you want to put into it, as much intensity. So I always try to, every month, whether what season it is, to try to overcome, how do I get people in here, and it always seems to work. Moving to this location helped because it cut my rent in half, at least in half. So
Wow.
that helped us a lot. If we did not move and did not find this location, which again kind of almost fell into my lap, we probably wouldn't be open because unfortunately it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
It certainly does. What have you learned about how important is marketing in owning a gym?
Very important. People have tried to, and you'll always hear someone's always knocking on your door, TV ads and flyers and this and that, and social media is the way to go. Everything is social media. That is definitely the way to go. And people love videos. It make videos. People love to watch small clips. They don't like to read lengthy advertisements. Just quick little small clips really says a lot. But social media is definitely the way to go. I wouldn't put any money into TV or newspaper or those little mailing cards, email marketing. People don't open their emails. Out of about 1,200 email clients that I have, probably only 10% actually open their emails.
Wow.
That's actually
Yeah.
probably pretty good with
Yes.
today's
Yeah.
Social media is the way to go.
How about did you have any real this is an idea, and obviously not all ideas work. Some work, some don't, and you just kind of keep trying with. Have there been any ideas that you've had to help the business go along that really worked? So if there's other people here watching that own gyms themselves, something that worked for you in here.
So, being a gym, most people that go to gyms, they go because they either want to lose weight, they want to keep the same weight, they want to get stronger. I didn't open this gym initially for that. I didn't want this to be like, we're here to lose weight. I want people to have many more non-scale victories. I myself am not a fan of the scale. Never have been. I think the way you feel, how your clothes fit, you shouldn't let a number rule your life. You shouldn't have to. So I never wanted this gym to be about weight loss. But I have to say, once I incorporated a weight loss program, more people started coming. I'm not a registered dietitian. We don't have a nutritionist or a dietitian. I am a nurse. I know a lot about nutrition. We don't offer nutrition, but we offer it as a way to lose weight. Try this. You've tried everything else. You're plateauing. Try something new. And we've had a lot of success stories, just people changing their fitness regimen. Not so much. And yes, I'm helping them through logging dietary, eating correctly or eating healthy, and that's helping because 70% of weight loss success is definitely diet related. That has helped a lot. We initially started with a small group. That was huge success when we started because I felt that people didn't like to work out in larger groups. They wanted to work out in smaller groups, and that did well for many, many years. And then for some reason, it just, in waves, people come and go, they come and go. They work for that wedding dress, and then once they get the wedding dress, you don't see them for a while until they're working for something else. So it rolls.
So you say, look, you had the weight loss program and then the small group what are those? What is the small group program? What is what does that do?
So the small group program right now is different. When we initially started, it was just small groups, people just looking to get back into fitness. They've never worked out, or they haven't worked in so many years that they don't have the stamina, they don't have the strength. They're very, very beginner. And in this small group, it's 8 to 10 women that are in the same boat. And we got them strong, that we made them feel better about themselves. But it didn't have anything to do with boxing. And what I found was that those women still never felt comfortable coming out into the main room.
Yeah.
They just kept doing the small group over and over and over again until they felt comfortable, and I don't know, they went off on their own. Then we changed that small group and like, hey, this is a boxing gym. Let's make it a small group boxing. So now we don't have as many women, but now I'm finding that in this small group boxing class, that probably over 75% of the people who join the gym, because they did that because they want to get comfortable on the bag. They don't want to feel that intimidation in a larger group. So this 4 weeks gives them the opportunity to learn the basics, learn the boxing lingo, a little bit of fitness, pick up some weights, maybe do a little bit of cardio, build that stamina, so that when they come to the main room, it doesn't feel like Greek to them. When we start saying jab, cross, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're comfortable, or starting to feel comfortable with the program. The weight loss program is an 8-week program. We run it every 8 weeks. People weigh in, and the person who loses the most percentage of weight wins a prize. So they'll win. We've done 6 months free to the gym. We've done 3 months free to the gym. This is our third one, is 6 months free because it's the new year. We've had people lose. I think the most has been over almost 9%.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean with diet, but I don't control. This is them. This is I don't watch what they're eating. I give them the advice. This is all them. They're self-motivated. They're self-driven. You have to be. And I help them. I'm there for them. We have a Facebook page that they can ask any questions. I help them with advice, what to log, what to look for, how to read labels, things like that.
Yeah.
And make sure that they come to class. And in this weight loss challenge, they can do a couple of things. They can do 2 classes a week. They can do unlimited classes a week. So I always say move your body as many days as you can a week. At least 3, but you really should be moving your body every day. Every day you should be moving your body. People wear Fitbits, and Fitbits are a great thing. It's a great thing that people wear them. They're aware of how many steps they're taking. I tell people not to rely on a Fitbit because my 2,500 steps are not the same as your 2,500 steps, which not be the same as Drew's, because his 2,500 steps could be straight up. And that is taxing on your heart. It could take him 2 hours to go straight up, but his heart rate is way up there. And so it's, not all steps are created equal. Not everybody's work on the bag is created equal. So you gotta listen to your body.
What sounds really nice about the weight loss and the group classes is like that sense of camaraderie that you get, that sense of being a part of a group. Like, I don't want to let that person down. I go here every Thursday night, and if I don't go this Thursday night, they're all going to wonder where I am.
Right.
I don't want to slack. And not only that, I've got a goal.
Yeah, exactly.
And the goal's set to this day. We're all going to weigh in, and my totals are going to be right there.
Right.
So I cannot slack. This is me and my goal.
Right, and we're all in the same group, so we're all on the same Facebook page, so they all know each other. So everybody knows who is in this weight loss group because they're all there. We post recipes and stuff like that.
When's the next one?
Yeah, well, we just started one. We're going into our 2nd week, so we just started the beginning of the year. I believe it was December 30th is what we started.
I like that. Start before the new year.
Right. For the new
Get a
year,
head start.
Get a head start, absolutely. And like you said, even on the bag, a lot of drills that we do on the bag, we do 30-second rounds where you have one person holding, one person hitting. And these women are incredible. And when that person is holding, usually she's that hitter's cheerleader. And you hear all the time, go, go, go. You got it. Don't get, you'll be fine, go, don't get weak on me now, girl.
Yeah.
You know, and you hear that all
Right.
the time, you know, go, you can power through it, you got it, you're gonna get a break. And it's amazing to hear them cheer each other on. Yeah, it's great.
It's crazy how words can make your body push so much harder.
Right, yeah,
They strike a
absolutely.
chord.
Yeah.
They do. They absolutely do. This is, I always say, this is like Cheers. Remember that old show Cheers in Boston? This is like Cheers. Everybody knows each other's names. They're friends on
Hey,
Facebook.
Chachi.
Yeah. Where have you been? You better get to class today. And everybody knows. How come you weren't here the last 2 weeks and you walked through the door and like, gee, you realized I wasn't here for 2 weeks. We do. We pay attention. We know. Everybody knows you. It's like family.
That's awesome.
I've seen people make best friends here. We have a couple of people who are soul sisters. I love it. They become best friends at the gym.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's amazing. They cheer each other on.
Sharing a passion
Yeah.
together too. So going back to like you were talking about social media and your Facebook group and everything, and one of the things that I've talked to Andy about that you've been doing really well is your social media.
Yeah.
Like when I look at your Instagram posts, I get a feeling from it. You know, like what you're saying is exactly what's showing on your social media. How did you kind of become aware, you know, that's what you need to do on social media to help the business grow?
Yeah, it took me a while because I myself was new to Facebook in my early 40s.
So like when you started this,
Yeah,
like you were-
kind of. So I was really kind of new to Facebook. There's still some things on Facebook I don't know how they work, or things on Instagram I don't even know how they work, and we have a Snapchat too. So it took me a little bit to figure out how do I market and who do I market and what do I do, and it took me a couple of years, you know, kind of trial and error, and then over the years, like I said, what I found was like people really love video. They want to see these short little clips. They are so attracted to it, even if it's just short.
Yep.
But people don't like to read. They don't write big long things. People don't like to read them. So it took me a lot of just trial. It was just on my own, trial and error. And as I watched the posts grow and as Facebook lets you know how many people they've reached and what works best. Do I target? Do I not target? Do I include male? Do I include female? Do I include children?
Yeah.
It depends on what you're doing. It depends on what you're trying to sell. If you're selling a weight loss group, I hate to, like when I do my weight loss groups, I hate to say I want to just target people who are interested in weight loss, because not everybody who wants to do a weight loss group is actually necessarily wanting to do a big weight loss. They might just be someone on Facebook, hey, I want to lose 5 pounds.
I
or
put on
10
some weight to
pounds.
weight. Maybe I could.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily interested in all this weight loss stuff on Facebook, so I don't target, because you never know the people that you're going to miss that maybe just want to try the gym.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. I actually asked him like a month and a half or so ago. I was like, "Are you running the Striking Beauties Instagram?" Like, no, it's all my mom. I was like, "Holy crap! All right, very well."
I think I have
Crushing
over
it.
like 2,000 posts on Instagram.
You're crushing it.
Yeah, you definitely
I
post
do. I
a
post
lot.
a lot.
It's key to it, though.
I do, and I try to post on my Facebook. So my Facebook Striking Beauties page is my main.
Yeah.
And then my Instagram is probably my second. I have almost 2,500 followers on Facebook, and they're most of my members. My Instagram, a few, but it's definitely my Facebook, and I put a lot into that. I'm trying to put more videos, and I really appreciate my crew that come here, that they don't mind being videotaped during classes.
That's huge.
Yeah, because if they did, then I wouldn't have a lot of content, but they don't mind. They're all rock stars. So,
Have you thought about linking your Instagram to the Facebook, so that way when you post like those videos on Instagram that are so phenomenal, they automatically kind of just post to Facebook?
Yeah, so I actually read somewhere in a social media book that I read, a social media marketing book, that you shouldn't link them, that they should be separate. But this was, you know how obsolete things get, this was probably about 4 years ago. So I separated them and do them completely different, because, so when you link, my understanding is that, so if I linked Instagram to Facebook, my clients or my followers on Facebook, if they don't have an Instagram page, they're not going to be able to open up that link.
So it doesn't pop through as a link. It actually pops through as just a regular video or picture
does it?
now. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So see.
And even puts like the hash, like if you put hashtags on
Tags.
Instagram, it transfers them over to Facebook. So now
So
you have hashtags on both platforms.
So I have a Pinterest account too, as well. And if I post some of what I've known, and maybe it's different now, you have to be on Pinterest to open up that account. But that's good to know. I'll have to look into it. Yeah.
Definitely something I've been doing more with our page because it's hard for our content for Facebook. It's mostly geared towards Instagram, you know. So we're just like, let's just link it and start sharing stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're starting to notice little bits of like
I'll
more
have to look into
interaction.
that.
Yeah.
For
It's
sure.
all trial and error.
Yep.
Just like
Right, absolutely.
everything with entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it definitely
Learning.
is. Yeah, but every day you learn something new. You meet new people. People will come into your life for all kinds of different reasons, and you'll learn from everybody in your life. Even if it's on a bad note,
Yep.
you'll learn from that person. Yeah.
Lessons learned.
Yeah, lessons learned all the time.
So, what do you have in mind for the future of Striking Beauties, or like the near future or extended future? Any goals that you're working towards now?
Well, I love Striking Beauties. I can see myself doing this for many, many, many years until I absolutely can't do it anymore.
When you're
I'd
like
love to
90.
grow. Yeah, I'd love to grow the gym and offer more at the gym. And it's boxing, but I'd love to do much more than that. We're doing self-defense classes. I'd love to do a group for young girls.
And we noticed that was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Self-defense class.
Yeah, yep. So we're doing a little bit more of that. We've even hosted I can't even remember the RAP program, Rape and Aggression Self-Defense Program, with Taunton Police Department.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we did it once before. We'd like to do it again, but we do like self-defense techniques maybe once a month.
Important.
So,
Very
yeah,
important in
very
this day and
important.
age, especially
It
like
is.
walking around alone. Like it's just
Yeah.
a scary world for anybody. Anybody should know how to defend themselves, you know.
Right,
but
absolutely. Young
especially,
girls
like-
going to college.
unfortunately, there is like men out there that see that as weakness and like, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
attack that girl. And
Yeah.
If you spin kick him in the cookies,
Right.
he's not gonna keep attacking.
Right, some of these girls are really, really tough. They're tough.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Like I was saying with my fiance, like I couldn't birth a baby. I couldn't do it. So, like women just are different than men, like built different.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Why is it taking us 19 episodes, 20 episodes to figure out that we can just put a 20-minute timer on?
I was actually thinking that. You know what? Like we were discussing about learning. You learn something every single day, and I think this is the answer to that
There you go.
problem that we've been having.
You know how many times I've been like, oh, I missed those like 3 minutes because we just didn't notice the camera turned on.
Right. And now, no more of that.
There
So.
you go.
So, just kind of wrapping up, where can people find you on social media?
So our Facebook page is Striking Beauties Taunton. Our Instagram page is at Striking Beauties Taunton. I think Pinterest is Striking Beauties, South Striking Beauties Taunton. I believe my Snapchat is SBT or SB Taunton. That's a little shorter link. And I don't use Snapchat that much. There's so much about it I don't, not even familiar with myself. But my Facebook page is the most.
Kudos to you for having all those. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of people are just like, I'm only going to focus on Facebook. I'm only going to focus on
Yeah, I
Instagram.
have 7 social medias actually. So I have my own. I have Striking Beauties, and we also do Rock Steady Boxing, which we didn't talk about, but we have a program for patients with Parkinson's disease.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
yeah, so it's called Rock Steady Boxing, and I have that social media page, and then I have Instagram, and I have Pinterest, and I have LinkedIn, and I have Snapchat. I have a few. I have Twitter. Not a big fan of Twitter. No, not a big
It's
fan.
not for everybody.
No,
Yeah, not a big
I've never
fan of
been a big fan.
Nope. So
I can't fit all my thoughts into 160 characters. Well, they
Yeah,
doubled it,
right,
but
yeah.
whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
yeah, not a big fan of that. But Striking Beauties Taunton at Facebook.
And all of those links will be in the description below.
Yeah, and probably I'll make it pop up or something.
Yeah. Make it pink.
Yeah, I try to do that when I'm a video editor. I try to make it like fit their logo and stuff, little
Uh-huh.
things like that.
Cool.
But it's been an absolute pleasure. We've been waiting to do this. I've literally been bugging Andy since we started it.
Yeah.
Like, let's
Yeah.
go. We need to talk to your mom.
He's been bugging me like, come on, do it.
Like, hey, Adam's being really annoying. Can you just do it? Like, can you get him off my back for a little bit?
All right. I'll do it.
Well,
I
it's
told
been-
you I don't stop talking.
No, this has been amazing. I
That's
think people are
great
going to
for-
take so much value from this, and you're
Great.
definitely. I could see why Andy is such an amazing, awesome person having a mother like you.
Thank you.
I owe it all to her.
Yeah, and him, like I said, he inspires me as well. So
I could definitely see
yeah,
that.
be a great role model to your child coming. What are you having?
Girl,
Yay, nice.
I'm excited. I have a son with somebody that I'm not with, but
Okay.
so
good.
it's different now to have like a family.
Yeah,
It's going to be amazing. Can't wait.
it makes a difference. Be a good role model.
Maybe she'll be in one of your classes. When
There
she's
you
older.
go. Yeah, we start him at age 5.
There we go.
They sell little boxing gloves.
Not even too far in the future.
No, it's not.
That'd be super
Excellent.
cute. Awesome.
All right.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
thank
much.
you very much, guys.
Thanks.
Anytime.
Thank you, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, tell us what you thought, and make sure you go and follow the Striking Beauties Facebook pages and Instagram. And we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.